left with like he's probably lying, but also police lies. So like I don't
Yeah.
know for sure.
Yeah. It's Yeah, I don't really know how I truly feel about it because I could see like both sides were kind of damning. But I
Mhm.
will say the brothers that were accused of like being in on it, I thought they were kind of weird. Um and at the end of the documentary, so I don't know if you did see this, they were saying how they planned on writing a book, and it was literally something titled like whatever, whatever, bigger than Jussie Smollett. And I was just like, hmm,
Yeah, no, I don't
hmm,
remember. I did know that they were writing a book. So, and I mean, like I get it, you're cashing in on something that happened in your life maybe, right?
mm-hmm,
But also there were witnesses who said they saw two white men.
mm-hmm.
But also, why are you sitting there with the noose still on your neck when the police got there? Like, that was weird. Like, the whole shit is just weird. But also, like, I definitely don't put it past. I don't. I don't discount any government conspiracy. Like, they don't
Yeah.
have to make sense. I know that the government conspires on a fairly regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they would choose. I don't know why. I mean, it doesn't make any sense why.
Yeah.
But, you know,
Well, and that
um
chief of police, I think that's who he was. Or like the captain, whoever, like the black the older black man
yeah.
who like said that he, was guilty or whatever. He got he was fired right before he was set to retire because a video came out that he got pulled over because he was asleep behind the wheel, and they tried to say that he was having like a mental episode. Turns out he was like pretty wasted. And they like hid that.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I might rewatch it and
Yeah.
just like, I don't know, maybe take some notes because I was like, yeah, I don't, this is all interesting. This is all
Yeah.
interesting.
Janky.
Yeah. And
So
I
speaking
also,
of,
oh, I was just going to say, I also think too, like with Jussie, like, why would someone do that to themselves?
I mean, it's definitely weird, but also, Hollywood does all kinds of fucking PR stunts, right? To like promote whatever. Because I guess I don't know too deep into it, but I know like Tamar Braxton is allegedly like caught in a lie about around some PR stunt that she's done recently. I know they think that Little Nas X was potentially doing some sort of PR stunt when he was just caught walking down the street in his tidy whities and cowboy boot. You know what? Like
Hmm.
people do weird shit. So I'm not. It is weird, but also like people do weird shit to like bring attention to themselves so that they can promote projects. So I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe, but of all things, that's just weird. I definitely feel like even if it's true, I don't think that you were out wandering the streets of Chicago. I don't know if you've ever been in Chicago in the wintertime, in the middle of a polar vortex, like where if you breathe, your lungs will freeze. Like Chicago's cold as shit in the wintertime without a vortex.
Hmm.
So, like the fact that you're wandering down the street alone at like 2 in the morning in the middle of a polar vortex, I definitely felt like there was more to the story that we just weren't privy to.
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know. The shit's weird.
Yeah, for sure. The whole thing is just very
It's
interesting.
all weird. And I
Hmm.
was going to say, speaking of conspiracies, I wanted to shout out the name of the channel because I am fascinated by this particular series. So the channel is called Scooper of Coop. Scooper of Coop. SCOOPEROFCOOP. That's on YouTube. He is doing a series right now on that. Do you remember the Vegas shooting at Mandalay Bay? The mass
Hmm.
shooting, it was like a country concert and there was like a mass shooting. Some guy had like toted up like hundreds, if not thousands of pounds of guns and ammo and stuff and allegedly shot up, you know, Mandalay Bay at this country concert. So
Hmm.
I just finished not long ago. I finished part two, but there's gonna be more parts. And he's like so the first part is all about, I forget the guy's name, but the guy that was accused of, the guy that killed himself, or I don't know. I guess this is YouTube. I should have found another. The guy that self-deleted. I can't think of his name, but the guy that was supposed to be the shooter. So the first episode is basically all about how this guy, like, there's very little evidence that he even exists. Like, he works very sporadically, and the jobs that he does are like things that he's not qualified for, kind of like Donald Trump's little trafficking friend, kind of in that same type of, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, but he's standing on business that there was more than one bang banger, and is showing like interviews that people did on the news or like tweets that people did. And I remember that day. That was back when Twitter was still popping. I
Hmm.
was on Twitter that day, like watching people's videos on the ground, like they're under cars, or I watched a video of some shooting happening inside of, I think it was called like the Tropicana Hotel, that was never reported in the news, but I know it happened because I saw the videos myself in real time.
Hmm.
Yeah, those I 10 out of 10 recommend. He's a great researcher, he's a great
Okay.
storyteller, and that shit is janky. The Vegas shooting is janky, and that was under Trump's first presidency. I don't know if y'all remember that, but
Hmm. Yep.
it's equally as janky as the assassination attempt.
Right. And
Yeah.
weren't they saying that the shooting was coming from like a hotel?
Hmm. They
And
were
like,
saying that it was coming from like the 32nd floor, but there's actual police, there's what do you call it, body cam footage
hmm,
of them going into the room and the windows aren't broken. And you know, on the 32nd, you can't open hotel windows.
I was just
Certainly not
gonna
on the
say,
32nd floor.
yeah,
So
I
the
was
window
just
wasn't
gonna say,
open and it wasn't broken. So how are you shooting a machine gun at all?
hmm,
It's super janky, super
yeah,
janky. So if you're into conspiracies and you like a good, you know, break it down to me like I'm 5 years old kind of video, this dude's a really good storyteller. It's good stuff. I'm down that rabbit hole for sure.
anytime I hear certain conspiracies, I always think of that sound like, and remember, kids, if you don't think the government would do that to you, they absolutely would. And it's like, yep.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many things that just don't add up, and yeah. So I'm hooked on that.
Well, I was gonna say maybe our next episode we can do like talk about our favorite conspiracy theories.
I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Yes. I like it.
Mhm.
How's your weekend going?
It's going good. It's
Yeah.
been pretty, yeah, it's been pretty chill.
Good.
I've just been
Me
like
too.
so tired
That's
recently.
what I was gonna say. I was gonna ask if you were feeling rested.
Yes and no. Like, I feel fine. Like, I don't feel
Mhm.
like, because someone was like, oh, maybe you're just getting sick. And I was like, no, I know when I'm getting sick. And it's not that. It's just like, meh,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. And if we lived anywhere that other than America, I would encourage you to go to the doctor and be
Yeah.
seen, but you
Yeah.
know.
I'm sure it's just that good old little depression that creeps in every once in a while. And we just got to sit with it. And then,
Yeah. So speaking of depression, I had a girl last Saturday, and this has happened more than once over my career. It doesn't happen very often, but from time to time, you'll get a phone call. I don't know if you've ever had this, but someone will call. This particular girl reached out actually on Yelp, and she's been depressed for a couple of years and has not been doing self-care in general, hygiene in general has just been like too much. And so she was just looking for somewhere that she could come in and have her hair addressed where, the stylist wasn't going to be like talking shit about her or like making her feel she already feels terrible,
hmm,
right?
yeah.
Um, And so, yeah, she came in. It was just a good reminder. I spent about 3 hours with her, and we did end up having to cut quite a bit of it because she had tried to detangle it on her own. And when that didn't work, she tried to wash it. And, you know, when hair is like really, really matted, and that not that it's not possible, um, but she had a budget that she was working in, and so the agreement was we were going to do what we could do within her budget.
hmm
And so I spent about 3 hours. We got a good amount of it. She looked great when we were done. She smiling from ear to ear. But I guess I just say that to say as a general reminder that um hairstylists should, if you don't understand, I guess I would recommend like doing more research. But as a hairstylist, and not you, I know that you understand this. But as a hairstylist, those are the times for me when it just the gravity of what we do when we're physically touching people really hits home. You know what I
hmm
mean?
Oh,
And
yeah.
like the care that it takes to take care of people who are fragile. So we booked another appointment like 8 weeks out, and I'm gonna be her accountability partner. So I hope that
Mm,
so at least even if she doesn't touch her hair again, for the next 8 weeks, it won't be so far along that it can't be recoverable.
hmm
Um, so yeah, have you
Absolutely.
ever been so depressed you couldn't comb your hair?
I mean, there are times where I'm just like, whatever. And
Yeah,
but I don't go longer than probably like 8 days.
yeah.
Cause then I typically will have like one of my coworkers wash my hair for me. And like honestly, it's good for them to get their hands in like my texture a
The
little bit.
texture.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And last week my coworker, he was like, I think you need to be brushing your hair more often. And I was like, okay, thanks, Chris. I should just be doing
Yeah.
that. Like, I don't need to like brush my hair every day, you know?
You don't need to brush your hair at all,
Mm-mm.
especially while it's dry.
Right, right. But, whatever. And so,
Mhm.
but yeah, because there was a time when I was a teenager. I think I've told this story where like I was a big tomboy and there was a time like I didn't brush my hair or like comb my hair for probably like a good 3 weeks, probably. And my dad spent 13 hours detangling my hair. because he was like, "You have two options. You're either gonna sit here and we're gonna comb it out, or we're gonna shave your head."
Yeah.
And I was like, "You can't shave my head."
Yeah. So
But
here we sit.
yep.
That's love. That is love. Because he wasn't even getting paid, okay?
Yeah, no, no. And
13
he
hours is a
was,
long ass
yeah,
time to be
and
going
he
through
was
that. Yeah.
mad. He was like, "I
I
bet you'll
did
never do that
find
again."
this product though that the internet recommended. So tell me how you feel about this. So in my new space, I moved into a salon suite. It's been it's been over a month now. It's been, gosh, we're going on 2 months now. That's insane. Time flies. But in my suite, I've made the decision not to sell retail products in my suite. And that's something I've been thinking about for a while. I know you've worked with Destroy the Hairdresser. I feel like that's one of the tenets of their like coaching platform. But I made the decision for myself because one, when you buy product, that's money that's just sitting on the shelf until you sell it. But I don't want my clients to feel like I'm just trying to sell them things, right? Like I am a big, and I can sell some retail. Like it's nothing for me to sell $800 to $1,000 in a week on retail. Like I'm just really good at selling retail. But I think it's because I don't consider myself a retail seller. I consider myself a problem solver. And so if you tell me you're
Mm,
having problems, I'm just giving you solutions to the problem.
yeah, I love that.
Um, but in my space, I don't carry retail for sale. So I'll send you links. If you want, I make recommendations and then I send you out and you can either buy it or not, but I made the recommendation. I told you why, I told you how to use it, I told you when to use it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so there's several products that are not considered professional products, right? Like when you work in a salon, it's always, you have to recommend professional products.
Hmm.
And I think some of that, I know some of that is branding and marketing by quote unquote professional brands to make it like somehow more exclusive. I mean, don't get me wrong, there is in a lot of products, there is a difference in like the type of ingredients that we're using in products, right? So like I tell people like the difference between like Pantene and Paul Mitchell is that Pantene uses animal protein, Paul Mitchell uses vegetable protein. So Pantene can build up on your hair, Paul Mitchell's not going to build up on your hair. So I get that there are some ingredient differences. There are differences. I'm not saying there are no differences. And also, there are some products that are not considered professional products or, not sold only to professionals that are good products.
Hmm.
Malibu 2000, for instance, I love Malibu products like the
Hmm.
well water, the chlorine. I love Malibu products. Um, I also love the Dew. Anyone who knows me know I love the Dew. The Dew is actually formulated. First of all, it's a black-owned business. It's a black woman and her husband who own the business. She's a hairstylist who works on kinky coily hair. So she's created this line specifically for kinky coily hair. Um, and I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. The ingredients are good. Like it's so good. And you can literally walk in anybody's beauty supply place and they're not paying me. We're not sponsored. Although the
Hmm.
do, if you're listening,
Hell yeah.
um, I love their products. So this other product, all of that to say, one of the products that I used on the young lady when I was trying to detangle her hair was a product called Not on My Watch, KNOT on my
Mm,
watch. It's available at Sally's. I want to say it's Aunt Jessie's is the brand. But it was amazing. It was
okay.
so, 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 so good. So yeah. If a product is good, it's good. I don't care who made it. I don't care where you bought it. If it's a good product, it's a good product. And I am not above recommending it.
What was it called one more time?
It was called Not on My Watch and it's
Not on my
KNOT.
watch.
Yeah, Knot. And it's specifically for, I mean, I don't think it's specifically for hair that's matted, but it's definitely for like hair that is like excessively tangly. You know how you just get some people, whether it's buildup on their hair or their cuticles open or whatever the case.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just for excessively tangly hair, but it was like it was almost like the tangles were literally just sliding out. Like you had to see the way, and I'm not, no shade to this beautiful young lady that sat in my chair, but it was so matted, it was like a hat on her head. You know what I mean? And this
Mhm.
stuff was literally just like butter coming through her curls. 10 out of 10. Shout out to Aunt
Okay.
Jessie's, not on my watch.
All right. I like to hear that.
Yes.
Yeah, the other day I still have a jar of Proclaim, and every once in a while I'll just lather that up and just
I don't know what that is. What's that?
Proclaim.
I've never heard of it. I don't
Hold on.
think. I don't
What?
know. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. You're right. Yes.
I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah. And you know what? So because I love your curls. I tell you all the time how much I love your hair. I think it's so cute. Going back to the do, if I was gonna so I'm on this personal stylist mission in my salon space because I have so many. I love a curly girly, but I have so many different textures of curls, right? From like wavy to like kinky coily and everything in between. And I'm on a mission to use the do on every curl pattern from like the loosest of waves to the kinkiest of curls.
Mm.
So and I'm finding that it's really, really good for that. So on your hair, they make this gel called Big Papa, and it's a soft gel. Like on my hair feels like butter when I use it on my hair. Like once it's dry, and it leaves like this amazing shine, like it's so good. So on your hair, if you ever want to try a new curly product, because I know it would make your curls pop so hard.
Okay.
Um, while your hair is dripping wet after you shampooed and conditioned, while it's dripping wet, I would take like literally like the size of a quarter, break it down really good. I would probably divide your hair into two sections, like the size of a quarter. Start at the ends and work your way up, and just work it all the way up to the scalp, and like use a wide tooth comb to distribute the product. Both sides, comb it how you want it to lay, and let it air dry. And get back to me and let me know what you think.
Okay. And
I'm
you
just
think I
curious.
need a quarter size for all my hair?
I would start with a quarter because it spreads really easily.
Okay.
And the more, first of all, the more it's so hydrating. I really need to go back and look at the ingredients. I have some here, so maybe when we go on our break, I'll grab it so we can look at the ingredients. But
Because
it's
one of
super.
my Because one of my issues, like I'm sure you can tell, like my hair through here is like a little bit looser, but like
Mm-hmm.
back here,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like very tight because that's where like my kitchen is, and then also
Mm-hmm.
like where all my gray,
So thick. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
grays.
So what I would say is I would at least start with a quarter. Maybe do a quarter size per quadrant. Maybe divide it into four sections and do a quarter size per quadrant. But what I will tell you is it does spread really easily,
Okay.
and less is more with this
Well, and
product.
you telling me a quarter size is different than like Becky
Yes.
telling me a
Yeah,
quarter
yeah, yeah,
size.
yeah. Absolutely.
So I just
Yeah.
wanted
But
to,
you do have a lot of hair.
yeah.
So maybe divide it into four sections and do a quarter per quadrant, but less is more, I promise you.
Okay.
It's and it's just so hydrated. The shine is chef's kiss.
Okay.
The definition,
I like
and it
their like little logo.
yes,
Like it's
yes.
cute.
Yes, and you know what? Look at this. They y'all need to what's her name? Maya is the stylist who like girl, hit us up. Cuz it's actually on sale this weekend for 20% off if you buy it through the website.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
10 out of 10.
Do you use just their styling products or do you also use like their shampoo and conditioner and stuff?
So I now use the full line on my hair.
Okay.
So I typically will start with the exfoliating shampoo.
Mhm.
And again, what I love about it is that it's a clarifier, but my hair feels soft and moisturized after I use it. It
Okay.
doesn't feel dry and stripped after I use it. So I usually, and I love their names. It's a hip hop themed um,
Yeah, I noticed
line.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the exfoliating shampoo, I don't know the name of it, but it's an exfoliating shampoo. I use that. And then they have, so then it's the B Girl line. So it's like a honey shampoo, a honey conditioner.
You use the
Um,
no scrubs exfoliating shampoo?
yes, no scrubs. Yep. 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 But I just find that, like I said, it's great on curly hair from wavy to kinky, and it's just what you use and how you use it. And I am getting amazing results with my clients for with my curly girlies.
Okay. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll look into that because I'm gonna be doing some locks soon. So
Mm.
maybe I'll
Mhm.
look
Mhm.
into them.
Mhm. And you know, my apprentice is a lock specialist, and
Oh,
she uses all of that on her lock clients, everything I just named.
okay.
And then she also has a silk press line that I'm becoming obsessed with. I don't love silk presses personally because I just don't, if I'm being 100% honest, I just don't like to work that hard. I don't want to sweat when I'm doing hair. Like that's, but it is fire. It's what I've used of it so far. It's fire. The only downside to this line, in my opinion, is she doesn't, well, there's two downsides. She doesn't sell like liter sizes for back bar in salons. I hate that. I hate that. And from what I can tell, there's no wholesale pricing for salons. So like if I wanted to buy, I don't want to buy it and sell it in the salon. But if I did want to, there's no wholesale pricing for professionals. And I
Mm,
don't like that because some people do want to sell products in their salon. And so
mhm.
if you wanted to, you're buying the products for the same amount that everyone else is buying them for. But like I said, I just tell my clients go downstairs to Sally's and buy it.
I wonder
Or
I wonder with her being a hairstylist herself why she doesn't want to do that.
I have no idea. I've tried to reach out. I've wanted to interview her for at least a couple of years now.
Mm,
Just because I admire her. I admire her
yeah.
brand. Like
Yeah.
she's amazing. But she's very difficult to get a hold of. So I haven't been able to do that. I've reached out through their website and said, like, hey, I would love to have liter sizes so that I can use this in the salon. Yeah,
Hmm.
nothing is just not a thing, unfortunately.
Speaking of silk press, have you
Hmm.
seen that video of the black woman who got her first silk press in I think decades and they fucking fried her hair?
I did. I did. Yeah. Did she go to a Dominican salon? Do you remember?
I
Or it
don't
was some celebrity stylist?
I think it was a celebrity stylist.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my gosh."
That's super sad.
Mm, and her
Super
hair was
sad.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And not to
Now
say
I've
that she
seen in the
can't get it back, but oh
Of
gosh.
course, yeah. I saw in the comments where people were saying that there's no way that all of that damage was from one silk press. I don't know. All we can do is believe the story that she's telling. Um,
I'm, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say I kind of beg to differ
Hmm.
with like heat damage because I mean you can see my curl isn't as tight as her curl, and that's why I had to chop my hair off was
Hmm.
because I had heat damage. And
From
I had
from
heat
one
damage.
one time.
Mhm.
Wow.
And I had heat damage like in my looser part of the curl.
Mm.
Yeah. Let me see if I can
Do
find
you
photos.
use heat protectant?
Yes. And I will say it was not me that fried my hair.
Boo, tomato, tomato.
Yeah. I had a coworker do it, and yeah, then we had to chop
Good
it.
times.
Good time.
So my apprentice and I were just talking this weekend about she like, learning for a lot of people learning is repetition. And so she was just kind of saying reminding herself out loud about how heat protection is not like a one-time thing. So if you're using heat on someone's hair, you do, of course, the heat protection before you blow dry. But then once you're done blow drying, if you want to apply heat again, you need to apply heat protectant again
Mhm.
because you've killed the heat protection with the blow dryer, right? So now if you want to go in and flat iron, you need to apply heat again. And if you're going to flat iron curl and then go back and curl it, then you need to apply heat protection again. And so I was just super proud of her for remembering that. And she was kind of talking out loud, but I'm like, yes, heat protection is so,
Yes.
so, 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 so important.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to.
And like,
Oh, here we go.
no, that's okay. I was just going to say, and making sure that, so one of the things that I have really like finally grasped since moving to Georgia, so in the last 4 years, and for people that don't know, I've been licensed for, I've been doing hair for 30 years, licensed for 29. 30 years if you count a year of doing hair in cosmetology school. Um, and it was just in the last 4 years. And it's crazy because I understood this about all hair textures, but for some reason it just was not clicking with me with like very kinky, coily hair. That how you prepare the hair has everything to do with how the hair finishes. So, like when you're shampooing coily hair, like taking the time 5 minutes, if that's what it takes, to make sure every piece of hair has like already started to soften, like that curl has already started to soften and relax just from rinsing it. We haven't even touched it with clarifying shampoo yet. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But just like really making sure that that hair is drenched with water and like water is absorbent into the hair, especially because a lot of kinky coily girls also are low porosity, and so that water just kind of runs right off the hair, so
Mhm.
making sure to take the time to allow the hair to absorb the water and be saturated with water before you ever even touch it with the very first product, which is going to be, your clarifying shampoo.
Right.
um yeah, I don't remember, I'm off on a tangent, but
No, you're
just
good.
that it's finally clicked for me. Do that, prepare that hair, wet that hair thoroughly before you clarify. Follow the clarifying shampoo up with moisturizing shampoo more often than not.
Mhm.
Again, making sure to work that conditioner through from roots to tips and letting those curls again soften and relax. If it's not doing that while the conditioner is in the hair, it's not going to do that. Oh, I know why I was off on that tangent. It's not going to do that when you blow dry it and you're trying to flat iron it. Now you're going over the same strand 5 or 6 times. You should be able to take one pass over the hair and get it straight. You should not have to go over that. You know what I mean? Again, heat damage.
Mhm. Mhm. Yep, and that's essentially what happened. Not with like the shampoo, but I don't think she got my hair like good enough with the blow dry.
Mhm.
And then like I mean, I could hear and it was just kind of like, well, it's already happening, so
Yeah.
whatever. We're just going to ride
Mm.
this out straight for a little bit and then we'll just cut it.
Mm.
But when she like was taking the comb and like following, like it got to about like right here and then it started snagging and it was just like tension pulling and I was like, "Ooh. Yep. There it goes."
Good times.
Good times. Good
Yeah.
times. But like it is kind of crazy that in November this would have been 2 years.
Amazing.
So, we've
Amazing.
come a long
You've
way.
been podcasting for 2 years?
Mhm.
I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Look
So
it up.
even though I keep talking about myself being flaky about like editing, the live versions are still available on YouTube until they're not. But I've been calling myself flaky about editing, and I have been. But the fact that we've been showing up consistently for 2 years is to be applauded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
And
I'm proud of
maybe
that.
one day we'll have cool fan edits so we don't even have to edit anymore.
Okay, speak it into existence, girl. I like
Yes.
that.
Just
I
saying.
like that. I
Also,
like it.
I spoke to my mother,
Mm-hmm.
and I think she is willing to come be
Hmm.
on the show. Probably in October, though. Um, I feel like that's so far, but it's literally like
It's literally not.
not far at
Like
all.
tomorrow is September.
Yeah, yeah. And I think she wants to do it then just because like my grandma's been here since January and my mom's been like the main caretaker for her. And so I think she just needs and my grandma's going to go down with my aunt for a little bit. So I think my mom just needs to like
Then she can like
decompress.
woo-saw, sure.
Yes.
Understood. I
That way
love
she
that.
doesn't come on here heated or
Fair. Fair.
anything.
It's hard to be rational when your emotions are already chaotic, right? Because
Oh
there's
yeah.
so much. And
Mhm.
that's super relatable for me. I finally have my house back. I'm officially just me and my hubby in the house. Although my grandson's here today, he's been hanging out. Me and Grandpa took him and bought him a bike today and taught him how to ride a bike.
Aw,
So that was a good time.
fast
Um,
learner.
yeah, and you know what? It was really fun to watch him like go through his process because he's 8, he'll be 9 in October, and he insisted that we buy training wheels, so we bought them, but they're in the car and I basically just like refuse to put them on. I'm like, "No, you're almost 9. You don't need no damn training wheels." And so we taught him like the basics and then just kind of got out of the way. And he's been really he would do it for a while and he's out there like he's not cursing, but if he was allowed to curse, you can just hear him like grunting and groaning and yelling into the universe because we live in the country. And then he would come inside, but he just kept trying and finally I was sitting on the couch because I was getting tore up by mosquitoes after a while, so I'm like, I'm going inside, but I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch you. And so I'm sitting there and I'm looking and all of a sudden he was just doing it. He was just doing it. So yay. Good stuff.
Aw, I love that.
But yeah, so we have the house to ourselves. It's been like one thing after another with, you know how life goes. So like the air conditioner broke and then the water heater broke and
Yeah.
all the things, but we're pushing through and things are, we're like things are settling down. They're not 100% settled, but yeah. All of that to
Yeah.
say I get it. I get why mom would need to decompress for a while.
Oh, yeah.
I'm here
Well,
for
and
it
I always say too, like, it's funny sometimes, when she'll be like, I don't know where you get your attitude from. It's like,
though.
have you looked in the mirror,
A little
Kelly?
self-awareness goes a long way.
Goes a long way, just a little bit.
Yes.
Well, and I went over there for breakfast today, and we were talking about Taylor Swift's engagement. And
Mhm.
I kind of just was like, I mean, I don't care because I'm not a
Yeah.
Swiftie.
Yeah.
Um, and they were just kind of like, oh, it's just like true love and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so when you like see Taylor and Travis, like that's your version of true
Those are the
love?
vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. And they were just, I don't want to say like getting defensive, but like they were just kind of defending like their relationship. And
Yeah.
then later on, it kind of turned into I'm so steadfast in my opinions that like sometimes there's no room for adjustment. And I was like, I mean, I could see that. But then I was kind of like, but I also feel a lot of my opinions are based on like my morals. And some
Mm.
things like I'm just not willing to shift my morals on.
Mhm.
And
My hubby and I
sometimes
just
like
had that exact same discussion last night.
yeah, and sometimes like I find it weird that like your morals aren't like mine. And I don't
Yeah.
say that to be like I'm better or like I value myself higher than anyone, but sometimes I feel like mine are just basic, like, and so it's weird to me that that wasn't even on your radar.
Yeah. Yeah, we had an almost identical conversation last night, and he was saying something about me always thinking that I'm right. And and what he was talking about is there are times where we just disagree on something, and like I'm clear that we just don't agree. Okay,
Mhm.
well then I don't want to talk about it anymore, because not because I'm being a hypocrite, which is what he was basically alluding to, but because I mean, you're right, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't want to argue with you about, like, there's no point to keep talking about it. Like, you're wrong, and there's nothing you're going to say that's going to convince me that you're right. So like, let's
Yeah.
just move on. I
Yeah.
don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel, and not to like talk all family drama or anything, but I think I talked about last time how I found out recently that my grandpa came up here last
Mhm.
year. And this was after he like had called my mom on my birthday and was like, "Oh, I'm just in this bad place and like I would love to call her blah blah blah, but you couldn't tell me when you were up here."
Yeah.
And then I
I mean, all you got to do is
also
call.
yeah, and then I also wanted to ask like my mom and sister, like when y'all all got together, and not even like in a way of aggression or anything, but I'm kind of like, do y'all defend me when you're all together with him? Like,
Yeah.
or am I just not even a topic of discussion?
Mhm. Yeah, and either way, and that's always my thing, right? Um like either way that's problematic, regardless of the answer, like either way it's problematic, right? If you're not actively being like, you're fucking wrong, like you're wrong, you need to get your shit together. Anything outside of that is problematic. Like if you're avoiding it because you don't want, like you're furthering. And I actually had this, I didn't put it on our topic of discussion, but I wrote it down. You're furthering, and I keep saying I'm not going to call it white supremacy anymore because white people are not supreme. I would want to like shift the wording to like white domination or white, something else. But you're furthering that by not calling it what it is. Like you're helping to uphold it.
Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
mean, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, so I'm just very intrigued by. Well,
yeah.
and like I said, the last time we all hung out, um, it was like me, my mom, my grandma, my sister, and one of my mom's friends, and they were all just kind of talking about they don't know if they could have relationships with someone who like is a Trump supporter. And I was like, interesting.
Who was saying that?
My mom, my sister, and my mom's friend.
But they have a relationship with her father.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just trying to keep up.
Yeah, yeah. And
I'm just
same
trying to keep
with
up.
like cause me and my sister, we have different dads. And like her dad's side of the family, like a lot of them are Trump supporters.
Hmm.
And it's just like, huh, or well, where is all this like standing on business when it comes to like your family or like
Yeah.
your place of employment?
Yeah.
And like not to say that, because I get that that's hard too if you're working somewhere and that's your livelihood, right? Like not everyone can just quit their job because they don't agree with the politics, but if you can.
Yeah. So as I'm thinking about that, I had something happen in the salon this weekend, and I don't, as a general rule, I don't have any problem speaking up for myself. Like, I'm educated in the history of the United States and Black history and all of these things. And I don't generally have a problem with, well, I don't love confrontation. I don't generally have a problem with speaking up.
Mhm.
But this thing happened in the salon. I meant to download. Do you remember the little kid? Was it on the Vine or was it on TikTok when the kid was like, "Listen, Linda,
Mhm.
Linda, listen." I'm
Mhm.
like, because remember my last client, that the client, I actually read her letter on air one time. Her name was Linda.
Yes.
I'm like, we should have
Mhm.
a fucking segment called Listen, Linda, because this client, so she's a regular client. I've been doing her hair for years. Um, she has a teenage son. He's a senior in high school. They are brown people. I don't know if they're from Argentina or somewhere like that. Like they're European, Spanish speaking. The son actually recently told me that his mom was adopted and that one of her parents is from someplace in Africa. But it's like, again, like racially ambiguous looking, right? Like it's like Morocco, or it's not Egypt, but it's somewhere where the people there are racially ambiguous. But the point is they're European, but brown.
Mhm.
Okay. So I was telling my husband, this is where the conversation came from last night. I'm telling him not we had, I had a moment. She went off on this tangent that caused me to freeze because I'm like, I couldn't believe it was happening. And by the time my brain caught up to what was happening, now I'm raging and I'm literally thinking about drowning her in this bowl. I'm not even like, the older I
Ooh.
get, the more I realize that I'm much more likely to just put my hands on you. But this is my place of business. Like, I literally just moved into this suite, like I said, a little over a month ago. Like, I
Right.
can't like have the police called. And so in that moment, I didn't say anything, which is first of all so unlike me. Um and then I was angry at myself for not saying anything. It just got really, really quiet and really, really awkward. And then she changed the subject and we just moved on. And so I'm in a space now where I know that it has to be addressed. Like, I have to say something to her. That was not okay. Um and but I froze and I'm just thinking about your like what made me say this was talking about like in your place of work where you're having to be careful about what you say so you don't get fired. Now the
Mhm.
difference is like if she fires me, I there's still other people, right?
Right.
Whose hair I can do. I think it was more about the fact that we've had this relationship for several years that I was just kind of blown. I was just blown. I could not believe she was saying the shit that she was saying. Um, as if I'm not very obviously a black woman.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so I froze and I understand how in a moment that you can freeze because it does happen.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I've been thinking about it ever since, and I'm just trying to decide like, do I just want to text her and tell her don't bring her ass back to my chair anymore?
Mhm.
Or do I want to just wait because she pre-booked her next appointment and talk to her in person? Like, now I'm trying to figure out like what's the best way to go about addressing this, but it can't go unaddressed. It just
Mhm.
can't.
Yeah, when you say she's racially ambiguous, I'm almost wondering if she thinks like maybe you're also racially ambiguous a little bit. Hear me out. Because you know, like how there are some of those like Dominicans that say like we're not black, we're Dominican, and it's like,
Mhm.
but you are black.
Like, girl,
And
do you know I can see you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I wonder if she's thinking like obviously you are black, but like maybe you're one of those that like you deny it.
So first of all, I don't even know how she would get that from knowing me because that's not how I carry myself at all.
Right.
So I'm not sure. I don't know. And so I think that's what's bothering me the most is like, why did she feel comfortable to say that? And it wasn't like that. It was a series of things.
Mhm.
Um, she was talking about her husband where, I live in South Metro Atlanta. She was talking about her husband working at the airport. Well, when you're in Atlanta, you have to go out of your way to find people who are not black. Like you have to go out of your way. Like everywhere is black, 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 everywhere.
Mhm.
So her husband works at the airport. Of course, like 99% of the people that work at the airport is black. And she was talking about how her husband works there and he said that black people are the most racist people and they're racist against themselves and she was just talking crazy as fuck. It was pissing me off, but I could not like I'm just like whatever I say it's about to get loud as fuck in here. Like I didn't
Yeah.
trust myself not to snap. So yeah, it's got to be addressed. I didn't address it in that moment, but it's got to be addressed. All of that to say I understand how it's possible to not say anything in the moment, but to just like let shit go and like we're just moving on like that didn't happen is not, we can't do that. Like in
Mhm.
this time and space that we're in, especially, like not ever, but especially right now, like here's what we're not gonna do.
Mhm.
Here's what we're
Yeah.
not gonna do. It's that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, do you think she was, like, trying to rage bait you? Because that's, like, a huge
I don't
thing
know.
now.
I don't know. It's the same way. So the Linda from before, I think I was telling you, like, because she was my client when Donald Trump became president the first time.
Mm.
And she would come, every day is something with this guy. And so she would come in and whatever was the thing that had happened, and she'd go, "Did you see Donald Trump? Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I just love him, don't you? I'm in a salon suite. It's me and you." I'm
Mhm.
looking around like, who the fuck is she talking to?
Mhm.
What about me made you think that that was appropriate?
Yeah.
What? What?
Mhm.
But then if I snap, now you're the victim. Now you're the victim. And I'm an
Mhm.
angry Black woman.
Right. Right. Well, and to go back to your husband saying, like, you always have to be right, I've always been told that too. And
Mhm.
recently, I've come to the conclusion, so, like, take it for what you will. But, like, I don't, depending on what it is, right? Like, I don't think I always have to be right, but like, I do feel like I always have to be heard. And then it's like, then I have to feel like I have to be understood. Because then, yeah, me
The way you're
saying,
using the exact words that I said last night,
yeah,
I
and
was like,
it's
you don't even understand what I'm trying to say to you.
right, right. And then yes, we get painted as like, oh, you're just being difficult or you're not understanding what I'm trying to say. It's like, no, I do understand what you're trying to say.
And you're wrong.
And you're wrong. And you won't admit it. Cuz I
Yeah.
can 100% admit when I'm wrong. And
Yeah, I
like,
don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong. And like I was explaining to him, like, because he was talking about how people over the years have tried me in myriad ways, and people don't try him like that. Well, you're a 6'4", 230-pound, dark skinned Black man. No, people are not going to try you the way that they try me.
mhm,
Like, yes, you're right about that. Yes, 100%.
right.
But to say that people are just trying me every day, that's not a thing. To say that I just allow people to try me and don't stand up for myself, that's not a thing.
Mhm.
Like, no. But in this one particular instance, yes, I froze. And that's why I'm telling you about it, because it's bothering me that I froze, number one.
Mhm.
But even more than that, it's bothering me that she thought that it was okay to say that in my space.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking there was a time when recently we just went to Iowa and it was me, my sister, and um my mom's boyfriend and we were all out there. And it's been so long since like it's kind of just been us talking cuz we've all butted heads with each other. Um you know, he only had sons growing up, so like I could understand as a man, like you get with a woman, she has these two daughters who also have their own like daddy issues, right? Like that is a hard, like how do you navigate that? So like, okay, whatever, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But also, like, we weren't your sons and you didn't try. Like, there were certain times where, like, I didn't feel like we were even, like, you weren't even trying to treat us as daughters. You know what I mean? Like, I remember
Mhm.
when we first moved into the house, um, he gave us shower caddies, and I was like, "Are we in prison?" Like, what do you mean? I have to, like, carry like, that was just so weird to me. Meanwhile, like, his sons had, like, kind of their own bathroom upstairs. They didn't have caddies.
Hmm.
But because we were gonna be using, like, the bathroom that, you know, all the guests would be using, and it's like, okay, I understand the bathroom should be, like, clean, but, like, are you telling me every time we have guests over, they're gonna be using our shower? Like, to where
Yeah.
I couldn't leave my shampoo or conditioner in the
Yeah.
shower?
Yeah. Did
And
you
it was
ask him?
I don't think I, like, ever did it. I think I
Mhm.
just left my shit in there
Yeah.
because this like and
This
that's
is
the thing,
where
like
shampoo and conditioner belongs.
yeah, and I was just like, that kinda, opened it for me, like, you weren't trying to make this our home. It was almost like you're a guest here,
Hmm.
and it's like,
Is she with a white guy now?
no, she's with a black man.
Mm.
So, it was just like, "Huh, interesting." And then also, like, no offense, but it's not like the house was perfectly clean and upkept anyways. So
Mhm.
it was always interesting that we were being micromanaged about, like,
Mm.
cleanliness,
Mhm.
because it's like, yo, we just moved in here. Like,
It
some
was
of
dirty
this
when I got
mess,
here.
yeah, has been for years. Like,
Yeah.
and you expect me to clean up some? No,
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
And I remember a time too, like, he didn't, like, tell us he had a problem. He would literally leave sticky notes, like, in the bathroom.
Passive
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah.
You. You don't like that.
And
Okay.
also, like, locked our windows. And this also reminds me, disabled our fans because we would, like, leave the fan on. And, like, okay, I understand if we left the house and we accidentally leave it on, whatever. But I'm talking about, like, I was in my room, I went to the kitchen real quick, and then you left the fan on or you left the light on.
I
And
gotta
there
turn
was
my
one time I went into my room and I went to go turn on the fan and it wouldn't work. And I was like, "Hey, my fan's, like, not working." He was like, "Oh, weird." Mind you, he's an electrician.
wow. Wow.
Like, what?
Yeah.
But I'm the problem. It's me.
Good times.
Good times.
And here we are. It's been an hour already, which is bananas.
That is bananas.
And we haven't even gotten to Long Island, Love Island
Right.
yet, which I definitely want to at least touch on. I realize I'm late, but I did like binge the season this week.
Yeah,
Um,
you killed it.
yeah, so I definitely skipped all of the After Suns.
They're not important.
And sometimes the challenges were a bit much. It definitely made me think like my ass is getting old because the level of delusion that is needed for these types of games, I just don't have it anymore.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, some of the games, especially the milk challenge, I was just like, yeah, absolutely the fuck not. I'm gonna throw up. So I definitely skipped to the end of that episode, but I watched 90% of it. I definitely finished it. I watched the reunion last night. So yeah, I
Heck
definitely want to get to that.
yeah. Yes,
We
absolutely.
do have a comment. Oh, D says Ace is trash. That's crazy because I liked Ace. So yeah, let's take our break and come back and we can start with Love Island.
Yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. All right, we'll
Cool.
see you in a minute.